Rosie, I've got to ask you this question here. What's one myth about mental health that you think needs to be busted?
I think we need to bust the myth that there's a clear start and end to what it is we're going through. Who knows where it started? Who knows when it's gonna end? Is there really such thing as an end to something you're going through?
Creating from a space that you know that your message is going to be out there for the world, and you really have, as just a part of who you are in your artistry, been really self-aware and really focusing on mental health and heart health. Having that responsibility as a creator, knowing that people are going to listen to your sound, like, is that overwhelming at times, or is it something that you don't even think about? You just try to be your best self, and I'm grateful or thankful that people are connecting to my songs.
It's really interesting because I come from the perspective of assume no one's gonna hear it. Assume, maybe that's lack of confidence, I don't know, but I assume that I may be the only one who hears it. Me and my manager brother, Mateo, like everything I write, I don't expect it to make it past the voice memos. When I'm creating it, I'm never ever going to assume it's going to reach a large audience. I would love it to. I would absolutely, that is the dream, I wanna be part of the Billions Club. I wanna be playing Madison Square Garden. I do, but that's not the expectation, that's the hope. The expectation is that I create something that helps me and therefore hopefully helps one person. One person.
That's why I love having these conversations. That's what I think is important about our Therapy Sessions podcast, is that if millions of people tap into this conversation, oh my gosh, amazing. But if there's just one person.
It's just you and I, if it's just the people in this room.
That's what I'm saying. That right there is so cool, because we are learning from each other. And that's what has been really amazing most recently, that we as a society are starting to, we've used this word a lot, destigmatize, speaking about mental health, is that, if you can help just one person, but you're helping a lot of people. Let's just make sure that we put that out there.
That. I'm a words of affirmation person.
So same. Let's manifest. So you said Madison Square Garden.
You are helping a lot of people too.
Thank you so much, girlfriend.
Thank you. You know that.
I kind of do. No, let me shut up. Hey, so talking about, helping a lot of people and being able to connect with your music and yourself, traveling around and touring. We got the chance before the camera started rolling to see you get to hug it out with one of our friends. She was on the pod before. You had the chance to be on the road with Chelsea Cutler. What are some of those things that you learned from being on the road and just seeing how she, just using her as the one example, how she operates and how her heart health that we've come to know and learn about Chelsea is there, but it's also a work in progress. But what are some of the things that you learned from her?
I will take any opportunity to speak highly about Chelsea, so I'm really glad you asked me that. I have told Chelsea this so many times. I told you this when you first asked me, but going on the road with Chelsea 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% changed my life. It changed my life as an artist, as a human. It really ignited the fire, that fire that we were talking about, that high. I had never seen such incredible crowds, such incredible energy, such an incredible crew. And by incredible, I mean kind, and I mean good, and I mean hardworking. And I think the biggest lesson I learned from that tour is that your tour experience is 100% going to be only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And seeing her and seeing the way she treated her crew with such respect, seeing the way she treated her fans with such respect, everyone around her, the stagehands, that was something I'll take with me forever. And it really, it goes beyond touring. It's in life, right? How important it is to be kind, but also be kick-ass at the same time. And she's the perfect definition of that.
I like how you say how important it is to be kind and also kick-ass at the same time. I mean, we had a conversation about setting boundaries and knowing what was right for her, in order for her to be her best self, to create her best work. Have you had any difficulties or any just worries about maybe setting boundaries, things to make sure that you're not taken advantage of, or you're doing what's best for you, so that way you can be your best self and create create the best version of music for not only yourself, but for the fans that you are connecting with.
So this is a great moment to officially introduce my brother and manager, Mateo, who I will bring up many times. So when you hear Mateo, he's sitting right there, you'll know who I'm talking about. Mateo and I have this agreement that it's my job to assume the best and to be kind and to be my natural Rosie, which is light and nice and just assuming good. And it's his job as the manager and the older brother to kind of scope out if something is maybe, not the best intentions. Sorry, Mike. I can gauge that as well. I really trust my gut at this point. But he and I have an agreement that I don't have to worry about that, because it's my job as an artist and as a human trying to help other humans to just be kind and be good and, like I said, be kind and kick ass at the same time. And if that comes up, he'll tap me on the shoulder, and it's happened. He goes, hey, I would be aware of these people's intentions, or I'm not totally sure about these intentions. And 9 times out of 10, I'm like, oh my God, I totally didn't see it. Like, I'm like, you're so right. Yeah. Sometimes I do.
That's his superpower.
Right, that's his. I mean, don't even get me started. He has a million superpowers, but that one for sure, he's really good at selling bullshit.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm like, oh, it's all good. Sure, take my money and my job and
Meanwhile, now Mateo's like, nah, I got you, fam.
So we have that rule.